from 1968 until you turned 68, but I wasn't there for it all. I came in around 1973 New Hampshire, and I remember having fun with family. I remember having fun with you. I also remember how you'd have fun with family too. I remember a bar downstairs and how everybody used to enjoy themselves. I remember this blanket. I remember dogs. I remember loving my dogs. I remember going away on vacations and how cool we used to dress. I remember having fun. I remember having to get dressed up to go to church. I remember you used to like to bowl. I remember somebody new came in. But that's alright. There was room, and we all had fun too. I remember a brown van and a cool little two-seater car that I got to drive in once. I remember getting in a Ryder truck, driving with you and moving to Florida. I remember living in a trailer. I remember we'd have fun there too. I remember starting to like sports. I remember having to get dressed up to go to church. I remember building a new house. And instead of a bar, we'd hang out on the porch. And I remember you liked the horses. And to take naps. I remember a new table where family would come around. I remember a new couch where we'd open presents and gather around. I remember that chair. I remember the advent of the family photo. I remember getting a pool. I remember we'd all have fun. I remember the pool was a great place to take photos too. I remember getting dressed up to go to church. I remember you were goofy and had a mustache. And one day you didn't have a mustache. That kind of scared me. I remember going to Disney World. But more than the parks, I remember the extra fun stuff that we got to do because of you. I remember going on cruises and getting to see new places. I remember my parents were in love. I remember playing soccer. I remember you were always my coach. I remember you always had fun with me and my friends. And that's what we used to do, but I remember Amanda loved you too. remember playing baseball, and you'd coach me there too. We did so good, All Stars made us stay a little bit long instead of going on vacation, where we'd watch Elvis movies and do laundry and shrink all our clothes and turn them pink. We'd meet up with the family in Washington and would see places like North Carolina and meet Indians. I remember you drove a bus. I remember you were in the Rotary, although I still don't know exactly what that is. I remember I used to wrestle and you'd support me and watch. I remember that things got a little weird. I remember growing up. I remember playing music with you. And you being supportive of my music too. I remember you finding new friends and people to bring in that would help me with the things that I did also. I remember more Christmases. I remember being able to have neat things like hot tubs. And big screen TVs. Cool vans. And even video recorders were cool then too. I remember Mom used to cut our hair. I remember how nice it was having Mimi and Grandpa in our backyard, always there for us. I remember having a bird named Marcel, and it could talk. And I remember a dog named Bozo. I remember Bozo loved you too. I remember getting another dog, Corky. I remember still going on vacations and seeing new Disney worlds like Epcot. And although this is for your birthday, I remember you had other birthdays too. Let it not be said you didn't try to exercise. And things got weird. Sometimes I wasn't always happy. Sometimes I'd be a little problematic. But family was always there for me. And that blanket would help out too. I remember thinking Amanda didn't cause quite as much trouble. And I was happy to think that she'd turn out well for you. I remember still going on vacations to the islands and getting a little drunk and dropping a bottle of Bacardi rum all over the floor, but I guess that was okay. And through all of those times, I remember you were always there for me too. Never judging, never hitting me, always supporting me, and still having fun with me. And ultimately because of this, things would get better. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you always being there for me and always supporting me. In case I haven't said it yet, I love you too.